What's up, everybody? This is the Idol Breakdown for Season 20, Episode 2. I'm your host, former American Idol runner-up, Clark Beckham. Let's go. First, we have Betty Maxwell. Now, Betty Maxwell was Miss America 2016. She begins a pattern this episode of successful contestants that have done pretty cool stuff already. She talks about hers. Others, they don't really bring it up because it's other reality shows, but I digress. Winning Miss America in 2016 is a huge deal, and I just want to get one thing out of the way. There's this stigma when people say pageant girls have this reputation of being ditzy and prissy. Some of the most accomplished individuals on planet Earth are women who have gone through the Miss America program. The Miss America program is not a joke. It is extremely tough to win your state, much less win Miss America. So she's a beast. In order to be in that position, she's got to be brilliant and really, really good at handling pressure and succeeding in those environments. So that is pretty much what Idol is.
What if I told you it was all meant to be? Would you believe me? Would you agree?
She starts to sing and immediately I'm like, it's not gonna work. She can't really seem to get away from that big, wide, soft chest voice, heavy vibrato opera vibe. Then she gets into the chorus and she shows flashes of something, but she doesn't really have that bite that gives you that pop voice, in my opinion. Again, except for flashes. And then she sings country, and what in the world? All of a sudden, we have a country singer.
I'm letting go, so give me one more chance. Save me from this road I'm on. From this road I'm on.
Whoa, why didn't you just start with that? First song she sang, I was thinking, if I was a judge, I was gonna say no. Then I heard the second song, I was like, oh, that's what you can do. Lionel says something really good here, and you might have missed it. He said, we don't want you to sing everything. We want you to stick to one style. And that reminds you of a quote that I've heard. Singers that can sing everything typically don't end up singing anything. You need that niche. And her niche is country, it seems to me. She loves it, it's in her heart. She's from Georgia. I think that's gonna be the move for her. I thought it was rude when the judges were having this dramatic skit they were doing about Katie in slow motion about to put on the tiara while she was singing. It's funny, it's TV, I get it. I think it's rude. She's singing and you guys are, should she just stop? Like, oh, sorry. You know when you talk to somebody and you're in conversation with them and all of a sudden they do something where you can tell beyond a shadow of a doubt they're not listening to you anymore? I have the incapability to continue to talk. I can't do it. If I'm talking to someone and then all of a sudden they go vroom, and they're just on their phone, or they look away, or they start talking, I can't continue. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. And that's what the judges were doing, and she kept singing, and she handled it like a pro. I get it, it's a TV show, you want to be funny. It was funny, but there's part of me that's like, hey, that's rude, she's singing. Next we have Leah Marlene. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Alrighty.
Yes, major 7 chord to start. Come on.
Everybody wanna steal my girl.
Ooh.
Everybody wanna take her heart away. Couple billion in the whole wide world. Find another one, 'cause she belongs to. I know for sure. Everybody wanna steal my girl. Everybody wanna take her heart away. Couple billion in the whole wide world. Oh, just sit right here while you work your magic. Is what I want. Oh, I know you have it. Don't waste my time. Just read my mind.
Oh my God.
Don't leave me out there.
She's so happy and giggly, and I think it's a nervous laugh thing, but I kind of think that's how she might be all the time. It's a possibility. She reminds me of a younger female version of Alan Stone. The moment she played the first chord and it was a major 7, I was done. I could have given the golden ticket then. Not just because I like major 7 chords. I like people that play them. People that play major 7 chords know what's up. She's my favorite contestant of the season so far, including this episode. And this episode had some stupid good singers. Like ridiculously good singers. Maybe the best round of voices I've heard in an episode for as long as I can remember watching American Idol. But back to Leah, the fact that she has that tone and pitch, her pitch was perfect. And she can do that live like that. That's a superstar voice. Now, that style and her facial expressions being really intense, that's not for everybody. It's for me. I'm all into it. And I thought she was so soulful. I thought she embodied the song and the music in a way that made me jealous. I want to sing with her bad. Next, we got Mike Parker, another monster.
He was working through college.
Yes, sir.
On her grandpa's farm.
Woo.
Yeah. He had a car. Oh, she was like strawberry wine. 17.
He sounds a lot like John Legend, and I'm not mad about it. I'm a huge John Legend fan. He sounds a lot like him, but not enough to bother me. He sings a country song, but it doesn't sound country. Luke and Katie are saying, we think you should do country. I can think of another soulful singer who sang what was deemed a country song that doesn't sound country, no one thinks of it as country, no one thinks of him as a country singer. Ray Charles. Georgia on My Mind was thought to be a country song, and then Ray Charles sang it, and then people say, like, this is the most famous country song ever. It's like, is it country? You get to blurred lines of what does a genre even mean. He's too soulful. There's another contestant later who sings a Katy Perry song and makes it so soulful. A song does not determine a genre. The singer determines the genre. So just because he sang a country song doesn't mean he sang a country genre performance. I sang on Idol Your Man by Josh Turner, a classic country song.
Baby, lock the door and turn the lights down low.
But I changed it to where it was fully R&B. There's no country in it at all.
Baby, lock the door and turn the lights down low.
And some people can't get their minds wrapped around that. I remember people on my season were like, yeah, but why would you do country? You want to be a country singer? I was like, no. I'm so in R&B, but I'm taking a country song because I'm from Nashville, and the theme was I Am Who I Am. And I'm making it R&B because I am R&B. So the fact that he sang a country song and made it R&B doesn't tell me he's a country singer. It tells me he's an R&B and soul singer. But it's his choice. He needs to be whatever he wants to be and pursue whatever direction he wants to pursue. Going back to his voice, what a talented storyteller when he sings. So many contestants on this episode, their eyes were wide open and performing. One of the members during the live stream watch party pointed out to me that Mike Parker went 9 weeks in to The Voice and was very successful. I can see that he has experience performing with a camera. My goodness, his voice, the texture of his voice. He was a little flat in some areas, but the tone and the texture was so good I didn't care at all. It didn't bother me at all. He was flat, and I just made a note of it because why are we here? We're here to critique, but it didn't bother me. He was so good. This brings up a point. Mike and a handful of other contestants this episode have experience on America's Got Talent, The Voice. A lot of my members in the watch party live stream were kind of salty about it. And I think a lot of people are. American Idol was built on the idea of finding the diamond in the rough. Finding the person like Kelly Clarkson or Carrie Underwood, they're just a nobody. And American Idol finds them and makes them a big star. Not necessarily people that already had their opportunity and didn't make it. There are a lot of viewers who see them as not worthy of the American Idol chance. Me personally, I just want the best. on the show. Let's get the best there and compete against the best and get the best. So I don't really mind it, but I understand certain people, if they want a show full of contestants that have never had a chance and are completely undiscovered. I get that, because that's what the show is based on. But the fact that they may be recruiting people who have some experience and kind of crushed on other shows, but are interested in going back and doing another one, doesn't bother me. One more thing about Mike, I would guess he has an athletic background. And here's why I say that. I grew up playing sports. Sports was my first love, before music even. I approached the show according to the principles and discipline that was burned into me as an athlete through middle school and high school. And I feel like I could see that in his eyes. When Katie was like, if I said top 24, would you prove me right? And he was like, wow, yes.
If I said top 24, would you prove me right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you go even farther than that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
He's just like, oh wow, gee golly, and then turn into Terminator.
That Terminator is out there, and it absolutely will not stop.
If he doesn't make it very far, it will not be because he couldn't handle the pressure or because he didn't work hard or wasn't prepared. I think you could stack as much weight on this dude's shoulders and he's gonna carry along just fine. I feel like that comes from sports. I mean, there are many other things that make you tough and disciplined and perseverant. I just felt that athlete connection. I don't know. Kelsey Dolan is next.
Let me photograph you in this light in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized.
Another monster. I mean, the tone of her voice. Oh my goodness. It's like everyone who sings, I want to say, they're the best of the episode. Oh my gosh. Well, they're the best tone. They're the best this. And it's so hard to pick because American Idol hit us over the head with some monsters on this episode. I like Luke here a lot. He does a pretty good job of relaxing her. She comes in very nervous.
Are you nervous? Are you okay?
I'm nervous.
Yeah,
but I'm all right.
shake it off.
Ain't nothing to be nervous about, girl.
I mean, it's the biggest performance and opportunity of her life. There's something to be nervous about. But he makes her laugh.
You fish?
Yes,
Yes. You love every day?
of course.
Great!
Makes her relax a little bit. She gets better as she sings. She's, all the way good. She's really special. It's going to be interesting to see if she can handle the weight that this show puts on you through Hollywood Week, through the travel, through the pressure, through social media, through new fans in the first place. It's such a weird concept when you're going about your life like you always have, and all of a sudden you've got these people who you've never met but know everything about you, are commenting and liking your things and are fans. It's a weird thing, and it can be a lot. And it'll be interesting to see how she handles it, seeing that she's so green and so authentic and raw, and it doesn't seem like she has much experience in this avenue of media. She's got the goods. I'll be interested to see how she takes on the pressure and everything that comes with it. Next, we have Skylee Thompson. She's just a good old OG country singer. She's young. She sounds great. She doesn't have an elite vocal talent yet, but she's as good as a lot of very successful country singers. She has the good enough voice to do what she wants to do. Probably not on American Idol, just because of the nature of the show and the challenges and the rounds that you have to do, and I think they made the right decision here. Luke Taylor comes up.
Wow, here's a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. I fell into a ring of fire.
Low voice. He has a legitimate career as a voiceover guy. He's a better voiceover person than a singer. I think Katie nailed it on the head. It's a little bit of a gimmick. It's a little bit of listen how deep my voice is and I can kind of carry a tune. He's not a great singer. He has an unbelievably low voice. That's a low E that he's hitting, which is a true bass 2 range, which is nuts. It's extremely low. But I think we all know he's not about to make a deep run into the top 10 and sing these monster songs that are going to put people on their back. I think they put him through because he's going to be entertaining in Hollywood Week. But listen, he's a nice kid and he's going to have a blast in Hollywood Week. People are going to love him. He seems very capable to handle pressure and like a happy-go-lucky guy. It's going to be a great experience. He's going to have fun. People around him are going to be having fun with him, and it's going to be a blast. But that's about as far as his potential goes on Idol, if you ask me. Now, before we go to commercial, they tease the next contestant, Kennedy Anderson, as the biggest star they've ever seen, as just God reincarnated coming down to earth. And then we hit commercial. And I'm thinking, that is such a disservice to her. All these other people, like Leah and Kelsey, we had no idea. And that's part of what punched us in the face when they started to sing is we had no idea what they were going to be like, and then they were amazing. Her, they're like, this is the greatest singer of all time. We have witnessed a star, the judges say, before we hear her sing. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to stay through the commercials to watch, even though it will take me watching that stupid T-Mobile commercial.
These fools will be able to shine their brightest like me.
But then when she starts to sing, it's almost like there's no way she could actually reach our expectations after all of that talk. Now, I don't think she could have possibly done any better than she did, because she was a beast. She is a beast.
To crush the critics saying, is it right or is it wrong? If only fame had an IV, baby, could I been away?
Ew, wee.
Make it real loud, put your hands up, make them touch.
Jeez. Monster. And I screamed and I freaked out and I did stank face and the whole thing. So let me be clear. She's a beast. I think they're going insane over her because she's also good looking and a really good singer and a good piano player and really young. Katie said, oh my gosh, you're intimidating me. They're making them skinnier and prettier and they sing better. And she was joking, but in every joke, there's a little bit of truth. I think she's special. I mean, she's got the pipes. We see the platinum ticket come out here. And they said something. They said that you can skip a round in Hollywood Week. I wonder if you get to pick which round. That would make things 50,000 times more interesting. Because if you just skip the first round, that's nice. I mean, it takes the pressure off of you. But we all know that if she got a golden ticket, that she would have made it through the first round. She could go up there, forget all the words, and they would put her through because they give people chances in Hollywood Week, even if they fall when they see the potential. So she's gonna make it anyway in the first round. But if you can decide which round you pick, you're also putting the risk of maybe not using that, almost like Survivor. Like when you use the immunity necklace or not. If she doesn't use it the first round, which I wouldn't if I had a choice, and I was her, then maybe she could do it for duet, and I would do it for duet, and I would just skip that round. Get all the rest. Oh my gosh, that would be the best. Or do the duet, and if you get through there, use it for the next round, and then you're in the top 24 just like that. So it'll be interesting to see if it's just the first round or you get to pick. Next we have Aaron Westbury.
And I'd drive 1,000 miles to your house, walking like I walked out, put the tears back in your eyes, 'cause all my lies could still come true. I'd tell you everything was alright.
Reminds me of Wyatt Pike immediately. I mean, he just looks like him. Simple country boy type, likable boy next door, cute guy. He sings and he is super interesting. I think the older generation will not like his voice, and I think the younger generation will love his voice because it is very honest and conversational, kind of. It's a little nasally, but that's kind of cool somehow. He doesn't have elite vocal ability, but he's got something special, and I think they're really pushing him for adorable heartthrob boy next door. Maybe that's Idol's guy for that this year. I think he went through on his potential, because if he honed into that with those royal blue perfect eyes of his, he really could destroy America 15 years and younger. He could melt hearts all over the planet. We'll see if he does. It's so funny. He struggled so bad with the get excited and scream and all that stuff. They're like, "You're going to Hollywood." He goes, "Thank you very much." And they're like, "You're not excited?" I get it though, because they kind of told him he had the most, not kind of, they told him he had the most limited voice of anyone they've sent to Hollywood Week, or that he might have the most limited voice. To hear that and then say, "You're going to Hollywood," it's like, oh, when I auditioned, I got a lot of criticism. I was told, "Why did you pick that song?" My response was, "Because of the soul and grit and intensity of it." And Keith Urban said, "That's exactly what I didn't get any of." I was like, oh. Harry Connick Jr. said, "I think you're talented, I just don't think you're ready. I'm gonna say no." And then Keith was like, "You know what? I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes." I was like, "Oh, thank you for your charity. This is not going how I thought." And then J-Lo gave me a barely, and I made it, and they're like, "Welcome to Hollywood." And all I could think of was, I need to go practice. It was hard for me to be excited. And I think that's what he's experiencing here too, because they just told him that he had an extremely limited voice, but they're gonna send him through anyway. So I understand his pain. And they make you do so many cheesy, corny, uncomfortable, exciting things. Like when Ryan was like, "Let's run down the hall and scream," they have you do that. Like that's a normal thing they have you do, and you hold a ticket and you scream and then everybody cheers. It's so awkward. And you see the B-roll of him jumping up in the air in the street and stuff, yelling Hollywood. Like they ask you to do that. It's not like he's just frolicking in the road by himself and a camera happens to catch him. I guarantee that was painful for him. And if you're watching this, I feel your pain. They show a second of Allegra Miles.
If you could see inside my mind, you'd regret what you did to me. You knew every way to make me blind, caught up in your fantasy.
I loved it.
She's great. She really embodies the song. Seems like a true musician. She also has experience on a reality television show. She was on The Voice, and my members who were on the watch party live stream were very vigilant in telling me that she had 41.3 thousand followers on Instagram already. Again, it seems like people are upset about that, and it frustrates them. I don't really care. Again, like I said before, I just want the best to compete against the best so we can find the best. But since they really cared about it, I wanted you to know she's got a little bit of a following already. But so did contestants last year and the year before. So, whatever. I will say that music is inside of her, and it is part of her. There are two ways to perform. You have the talent. Those are like your arms, like your capability to take the song, pick it up and hand it to somebody, to give someone the song by means of your singing ability. The other way is you actually get inside of that song and give yourself to somebody else. That's what she's doing here. That's what Leah does. That's what a lot of the great singers do, is they become one with the song and then give themselves to the audience member, to the listener. Next, we have Christian Guardino.
I'm ready. I've been so many places in my life and time.
Sick.
I've sung a lot of songs.
Elliot.
I made some bad rhymes.
Y'all means. Ew.
I've acted out my life at stages
Nice mix.
with 10,000 people watching. And we're alone now.
Ew.
And I'm singing this song to you. I know your image of me is what I hope to be. There's nobody more important to me. Baby, can't you see through me? We're alone now, and I'm singing this song to you.
Wow.
Oh, I'm so into this.
I'm singing this song.
Hey!
For you.
Gross. I love this dude. He says he's gonna sing A Song for You by Donny Hathaway. The judges and I are like, whoa, okay, buddy, here we go. Katie says, say a prayer and go for it. And he starts singing and just murders it. Just takes it by the throat and rips that song. And he does some quirky things, like his eye line is weird, like he kind of looks up and around. His glasses keep falling and he puts it up. When he hits a big note, his jaw drops to the floor and his face kind of does some interesting things. I'm all for it. I'm all into it. It's authentic, it's genuine, it's him. Do whatever you gotta do. I don't care what you look like when you do it. Just do it. If it sounds like that, I'm into it. It's part of it. I love it. I love him. He was on America's Got Talent and got a golden buzzer. And so he has some experience in this whole reality TV show singing competition thing. You know who else was on America's Got Talent before American Idol? Me. I don't tell the story very often, but I auditioned for America's Got Talent. They reached out and asked me to audition, so I did. I sang for the celebrity judges on the show with the studio audience, and I got 4 yeses. Howard Stern asked me what tuning my guitar was in, and I was like, standard, normal person tuning. And he said, okay, I just don't know if you're a good enough guitar player to sing and play at the same time. I was like, oh. Thank you, Howard Stern. I auditioned poorly, I guess, for celebrity judges. Producers always loved me. But anyway, I got 4 barrelies. And then the day I was supposed to fly out to the next round, I got an email, not flight confirmation. I got an email from them saying, hey, it's a no this year. We can't tell you why, but we'd love to see you next year. That was not a good experience for me. You know who else was on that season of America's Got Talent? Nick Fradiani with his band Beach Avenue, and they didn't go super far. That same year, we both went on American Idol and got 1st and 2nd place. So that was kind of interesting trivia there for you. But I digress. The last person of the night is Lady K. And I'm thinking, we have had such monster singers. This last contestant has to be a beast. And she is. Oh.
I'm wide awake.
Oh,
yeah, I was in the dark and I was falling hard with an open heart, wide awake. How did I read the stars so wrong? Falling from cloud 9.
Ew.
Crashing from the high.
Really cool what she does with this song. Katy Perry sings, I'm wide awake. And it's I'm wide awake. That's the melody of the hook. But Lady K goes, I'm wide awake. Every time she sings awake, she does that run. And it's so clean. It gets you every time. And she runs and adds little notes to run. So if the run is like a 3-note run, she'll find a way to put 5 notes in it. But it sounds really nice and it's very precise and tasteful. And she's all the way good. I don't even know what to do with all these good singers. It was on one episode. There are gonna be some amazing singers that don't make it because there's just so many of them. I don't even know what to do with these people. They're so good. Katy Perry said she reinvented the song. I agree, because it sounds like a soulful ballad now, and I loved it. That's it for me. Thank you guys. I'll see you next week. We'll do this all again. This premieres every Monday night at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central Time. That's PM. And yeah, that's it. You guys have a great week. I'll see you next time.
I've been thinking about this all day long.